what's the saying? You give a man a fish and he eats for the day. If you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And if Julia fries that fish and puts it in a sandwich, I'll be over for dinner. What's for dinner?
Nice. Fried fish sandwiches, the classic New England sandwich. But lots can go wrong. The crust has to be really good and crisp, has to crunch when you bite into it. The fish cannot be overcooked. Devil's in the details here.
Okay.
We're gonna get started with the batter. So here's half a cup of all-purpose flour, to that half a cup of cornstarch. The flour builds gluten, it sticks to the fish. The cornstarch gets crisp, and as the batter fries, you get a nice lacy texture. So you need both.
Okay.
To this, we're gonna add a little bit of salt. That's half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking powder, which, as you know, will help the coating brown and create a little bit of lift. And it's gonna create lift with the magic ingredient. This is a nice mild lager. 3/4 of a cup. You know, you don't wanna use a thick stout because that'll just have too much flavor.
Yeah.
You just want a little bit of that malty flavor and you want the bubbles.
Right. Carbonation and a little bit of malt.
That's it. You could substitute seltzer if you wanted to, but the beer has a little bit of that malty flavor, which is really nice. All right, you want to whisk all those lumps out. So cover this with plastic wrap, and you really have to let it rest. You have to let all those starches and flours hydrate, and then batter will get a little thicker. So we're gonna put it in the fridge, but first I'm gonna make the tartar sauce because it also has to go in the fridge.
That's right.
And I'm gonna start with mayonnaise, 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise. Now we just need a little bit of shallot, about 1.5 teaspoons of shallot. Just gonna mince it up here. I just like the mild flavor. You can add it to something raw. So just a few more ingredients. This is 2 tablespoons of capers, and I rinsed them and chopped them. Sweet relish, 2 tablespoons of that. 1.5 teaspoons of white vinegar.
Little briny flavor there.
And the key is Worcestershire sauce.
That's
which
right.
I've never been able to say, and I've given up. I've come to the age where I just can't say it.
Worcestershire.
There you go. 1/2 teaspoon of that. Homemade tartar sauce, nothing better.
Nothing better.
The store-bought stuff just doesn't hold a candle to making your own. So both of these are going into the fridge. The real key to remember is the batter has to be refrigerated for 20 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Well, our batter uses both flour and cornstarch to create a flavorful, crisp crust. Cornstarch is almost pure starch. It remains light and crisp and stays that way for a long time. The problem is that once fried, a batter made only with cornstarch is pale and bland in flavor. Cornstarch lacks protein, which is necessary for the Maillard reaction to happen during cooking. This produces a deeper color and more flavor. Now, wheat flour, which also contains starch, does contain protein. When it's used to make a batter, that protein absorbs a lot of water, which forms gluten. Once fried, the resulting coating can be tough and chewy at first, but eventually becomes soft and soggy over time as the protein releases that water. Our recipe augments the flour with cornstarch, creating a batter with just the right amount of protein. The resulting crust is flavorful, browned, and stays crisp.
All right, Bridget, that batter has rested and it's time to get fried. 2 quarts of oil. Love peanut oil, but if you want to use vegetable oil, you could use that too.
Okay.
Medium-high heat, 375 degrees. The other thing I should mention is you want to use a nice big Dutch oven, at least 7 quarts, because you want the headroom so it's not going to make a mess. All right, so here we have the fish. Today we're having haddock. You could also use cod or halibut. If you've ever had a halibut sandwich, it is my all-time favorite. It's
great.
But haddock is delicious.
Yes.
But notice they're all white fish, they're all firm flesh, so they'll hold up in the oil.
So super delicate, flaky flounder or something, just bypass that.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, so these fillets are on the big side, if you notice. You want them between 4 and 6 ounces because you want a good hearty sandwich.
That's right.
You also want them skinless.
Okay. Yes, that would be a little difficult on a sandwich.
It would be. All right, so patting them dry first. Next up, here's the batter that's been resting for 20 minutes. And you can see it's thickened up. It almost looks like glue because you want the batter to stick to the fish.
Right.
So this is the perfect consistency. And no salt and pepper. There's salt in the batter. We got that tartar sauce coming up.
Right.
But this is a minimalist sandwich. You just want to taste the fish and feel the crunch. Just gonna toss the fish around gently in this batter, every inch coated. All right, so this is ready for the oil. Let's see where we're at. 377, nice. So medium-high heat. Now this is an ancient trick for how to fry a good piece of fish. Take a dinner fork, stab the fish, Hold it up, let the excess batter drip off. If you use tongs, it wipes off too much of the coating. And then when you add it to the oil, you kind of hold it and drag it around slowly. That just helps set the batter so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot and it won't stick to the other pieces of fish.
You're spear fishing.
It is like spear fishing. Let it drip into the oil, drag it along, take it off. All right, so these cook for only about 4 minutes on each side. You're looking for a nice dark golden color.
Okay.
All right, Bridget. These have been frying for about 8 minutes. I mean, look at that.
That is amazing.
In terms of fried fish, it doesn't get any better than that. Oh, beautiful. Last little guy. All right, I'm gonna build our sandwiches. Here I have some toasted brioche buns, some tartar sauce. I'm not shy with the tartar sauce. I hope you're all right with that.
Gorgeous.
But the brioche buns, I mean, they're so buttery and light. They're good with a fish sandwich. And a few lettuce leaves. Bib lettuce, of course. Nothing too fancy here. Lemon, if you'd like. Perfect.
You're feeding me a fish sandwich. The least I can do is give you a beer.
Oh, there's nothing better than an ice cold brew and a hot fish sandwich.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The bun is squishy and soft, but the fish is super crisp and really moist inside. Juicy.
And you can taste the fish.
The fish is so tender too.
That nice tartar sauce finish, but you taste fresh fish.
It doesn't get better than this. Thank you. For a fried fish sandwich with an unbelievably crisp and flavorful crust, use both flour and cornstarch in the batter, along with some baking powder and beer for lift. Fry thick fillets in plenty of oil. So from America's Test Kitchen, the ultimate crispy, crunchy, best ever crispy fried fish sandwiches. I'm going to go right for the fish.
That's what my daughter does. Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.